All right, guys, good morning to everybody. Today's the 19th of August, 2025, CRAZII Market Talk with KEL, where logics meets profit. All right, guys, as usual, we will have our usual stuff, which is the fundamental of the market, then followed by the technical. But before that, once again, I need to address this very importantly. The market has been pretty choppy recently. So when you trade in the market, you do need to practice your risk management or your money management. That is a very important exercise. And of course, we'll talk about BTC and Ethereum very shortly, and I'll show you a very important chart, especially for those people who trade the NASDAQ market. Then we'll compare the BTC market with the NASDAQ later, so you can give an insight of what may potentially happen to the NASDAQ. So stay tuned for this, all right? So before that, let's go into the fundamental first and what's happening with the market right now. Okay, so let's start with this. Now, stocks ended on Monday, little change. Now, there was some selling in the early part of the day. Then there was a rebound and the market kind of goes sideways because everybody now is all looking forward to Jerome Powell's speech, all right, and the retail earnings. Okay, what Jerome Powell's speech? Okay, so Jerome Powell will be speaking at the annual speech at the Central Bank Jackson Hole Summit, all right. So normally this event is it's just a buy event. It means that just come and go. But seemingly right now, because of this Jerome Powell position with current position now with the White House, it's very dicey here. And also everybody is focusing whether will he cut interest rate. So now the thing is this particular Jackson Hole Summit, right, might be something important. All right. So we also saw that some shares like Meta and Microsoft coming down a little bit. That basically was one concern for me. I'll tell you more later. And also, we also have the big box retailers like Home Depot, Lowe's, and Walmart, Target. All these are big companies that do retails. They are now watching, all right, the consumer confidence and retail buying. And the thing is this right now, there's a very, very high chance that 83% that the central bank will cut interest rate by September. So again, that will later take a look at the US dollar and how it's reacting right now. Okay, so that is the fundamental part for the stock market. Interestingly, it's right. Intel is going to get a $2 billion investment from SoftBank. Now, suddenly Intel is like in the house, yeah? So the Intel now is going to be the next powerhouse, like trying to rival over this NVIDIA. All right, so you remember this? It was one time we saw Donald Trump really hate that CEO. Then after that, turn around and say that, okay, so maybe that guy showed something that interested Donald Trump. And then now everybody's going in. So with this investment coming in, definitely for sure, Intel shares will likely be crop up, yeah? So this is something to take note. All right, now we also know that now Donald Trump, Ukraine crunch deal is ongoing right now. They are basically, trying to get this deal once and for all over, but it's not going to be easy. All right, it's going to take some time because everybody got their own agenda. They just want to do things their own way, yeah? Now, Stanley Druckenmiller, interestingly, ramps up this healthcare stock exposure. Now, I felt that if I didn't remember wrongly, recently a lot of companies are buying into healthcare companies. I mean, United itself is one company, but it seems that everyone is going back to healthcare. And I cannot deny this, guys. When these boys are buying into healthcare, stocks aside, right? Okay, I have a very big concern. Now, of course, you can say that maybe it's a rotational play from AI to boom to now buying healthcare. Because healthcare was one of the sector that is actually very neglected, down by at least 20-30% from the high. But seriously, I mean, their share price comes down is because of the company is not able to make more money compared to AI, right? But why would you suddenly move the funds away and go into pharmaceutical companies? And the thing is this, they are buying quite a fair bit. So I cannot deny this, my friends, and I think that we need to be very careful moving forward the next 6 months to 9 months. I hope that I'm being wrong here. There's no conspiracy theory, but with the boys doing all these other things, right? It just basically made me remember before this COVID happened, the similar thing also came in. So again, I will not want to speculate this. These are the company shares you want to take a look. Basically, from this, all the tickers of the pharmaceutical companies and stuff like that they have purchased. Now, Stanley Druckenmiller is a legendary investor who has never have a down year, and basically itself, right, also took in 100 million stake in Microsoft, all right? So all these things, you maybe want to take note what they are doing, and of course, he did make mistake too by selling away in the video before the share went crazy. Yeah, so that's good and bad and holding here. All right. So take care of this. Let's hope that the whatever I just said don't happen. Right? We cannot afford to have another COVID again. That's something that I worried about. Yeah. Okay, so that is the fundamental for now. Let's look at the technical today. Okay, so now what we are actually looking at is the Dow Jones. Now the Dow Jones is down for the third day in a row. At the moment, the opening price is 44,909. The MLP 44,941. So the MLP is very close to the opening price. And interestingly, this morning the market has already tripped the pivot 1 at 44,959. So it have already tripped and rejected MLP. Now two signal here. It rejected the pivot. It rejected MLP. So naturally, there is a very good chance it should be heading towards here at 44,743. So there's a very good chance the market could be heading to this number 44,743. Now, on top of that, right, you notice that the KSI has been turning red since this point. So again, periodically, a lot of people ask me, KL, when the market goes up like this, how come your KSI can be red in color? So I repeated myself, look, if you look carefully on the KSI, I can do it again, just watch this again. Initially, there was some selling, then there was some decline. It went up again, and it declined all the way here, and then it moved up again. So you can see that, right? Okay, the market has been selling in the market, and when the market is moving up this way, the selling actually escalated, yeah? And now at the tick, it even increased. So all I can say is this, right? It seems that this whole exercise itself is being pumped up. So if let's say it's going to be true, then the market will have to come down to 44,743 to really exercise this downside. So the question is this, Kel, if the market really come down, then how low can it be? It's here. Now, of course, you say, is this serious? Because this low itself, right, is 43,316. 43,316. So where are we now? 44,888, good number, yeah? So it's 1,500 points from where we are right now. So of course you will say that this is too much, this is ridiculous, it's not possible. Yes, if you ask me now with all the fundamental thing going on, it does look impossible for it to really, come down. But then again, that is how, if you ask me how this elephant trade works, is when you actually see when the market is going up, the lowest point will be always the target level. So the highest point will be the turning point. So again, if the Dow Jones do come down, there is a possibility for it to stretch down all the way to 43,316, okay? But of course, if the market do flip up and turns to green instead, then yes, the market will shoot up easily to the high here itself, and that will give me the high of 45,281. So it is possible that if the market cannot go down and recover, then Dow to shoot back up to 45,281 is a very, very high chance, yeah? So traders, you have two prong here. Either you buy up or you sell down. So the sell down part, I tell you the number. If you think it's too far away, then just aim the 44,501 MA30. At least that's a good shot over there. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones. Now gold. Okay, this is where it gets very interesting, guys. Now gold is really forming the one that I don't want to see is the double doji. Now, incredibly, yesterday after the doji, we bought gold and gold went up all the way. In fact, gold went up all the way to, let me see, the high was 33.58, the level that we talk about, 33.58. And once it reached there, it reversed more than $20 from the high. Oh my God. And now the thing is, this is the second doji in the market. And of course, in the PTP, we call it as BMB, the big movement bar. And this BMB means that there could be a turning point soon. Okay, so which means that the market now is going to go this way or this way very soon. Upside is 33.97. Downside itself can be as much as 32.90, yeah? Okay, so that means that we have about $100 range for gold. Okay, so upside is 3397, downside is 3290, Where are we right now? 3335, okay, around there. So if the gold do trades up, the first resistance it has to break will be the MA30, which you can see it has been heavily resisting the market. So you want to have bullishness, you need to have it push it up, you need to have it go all the way up to go to 3397. The MA30 must be taken out. Vice versa, if the market fails to hold on to the selling, then the market will come down. Now, the good and bad thing is that the boys are buying, but the retail are selling. So it's interesting. It's a mixed signal now. So guys, you need to watch the market, right? And those who think that it's a buy, you just hold a position all the way to the sky, yeah? Okay, which is 3397. Okay. Just give me a minute. It's an incoming message coming in. Give me a minute, yeah? Sorry. Okay, let's continue. All right, so that is the gold market right now. Now, I thought it was silver today. Now, silver is also consolidating for a while already. It's been sideways for a while. All right, and also have a double doji. It's following the gold market. But the difference is that the big boys and the retails are all buying at the moment. So same thing again, if there's going to be any upside, silver should be going back up to about 38.60 zone. But if it goes down instead, then 37.30 will be the target. Now we have 37.90, so downside is about 60 cents. The upside is about 70 cents. But the thing is this, the boys and the retails are buying. So let's look over here. This is the second doji, so that expect to have movement very, very soon. Now, the last time we had something like the two doji somewhere like this, and there's two dojis here, and then the market have a big movement up. In this case, a movement down. So I think that we're going to see a big movement soon within these few days, yeah? All right, next market to take a look is I want to look at this Hong Kong. Now today I'm going to spread a bit deeper to more market. Now Hong Kong is coming down right now. Hong Kong this morning opened at 25,263. Opening price is below pivot 2. So that's why Hong Kong is coming down. All right, so Hong Kong, the first target it will be here at 25,055. Okay, so this will be the first target it should be going for. And if you continue, it might go all the way down to 24,815. Now, there is a concern right now, and there's some murmuring concern that about the health condition of Xi Jinping, although we don't have the clarity of this, but just take note, if there's going to be any medical issue for Xi, then of course there will be a bit of pullback for the entire market, yeah? So watch out for Hong Kong. I think there's going to be pullback. No point risking your trade right now. Let it come down first. When you're at the end level, then we look to buy again from the bottom. So now do not chase it, yeah? All right, since we'll talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum later, I'm going to skip this guy. I'll talk about next currency, which is the euro. Now, euro is also sideways for the last few days because of the dollar not really moving. But the boys are buying, the retails are buying. So again, same thing. If the dollar weakens, the upside potential is 117.16 for today. But of course, if the price pulls back down, we'll see 116.05. That will be the downside of the market, yeah? So euro is sideways. A lot of things are sideways. It seems that everybody is waiting for Jerome Powell, this Jackson Hole summit, to talk about it. So everyone just stand by. Now, it's very clear if Jerome Powell just indicates that there will be a rate cut in September, definitely two things will happen. The stock market may recover, and also you're going to see the dollar coming down, and then this way the gold price, the silver price will be going up at the same time. So I think something like that should be happening, and the boys are lining up together to wait for this, yeah? Okay, guys, we will take a short break for 2 minutes. We'll come back and we'll talk about the Ethereum and the Bitcoin market, the day chart, and what you're supposed to do, and do a revision of this, and why we call for sell and the price came down, and the so-called relationship between Bitcoin and NASDAQ. Okay, So stay tuned. Don't go away. Wait for me to come back to you. Okay. Bye bye.